we are here an hour later than we expected, but
Almost wasn't a thing.
I was considering suing Skype. Like as we were going through our thing, I was like, I should just sue them. It
It
was
got me
bad.
tight. I
Well,
told you originally that it was hitting me with and I just did a sports buffet the other night and it was good. And then I went to sign on right now and nothing came up. It
nothing.
wasn't even like microphone video. It was like nothing.
Yeah. And then you knew, okay, I got to check for an update, right? Did it hit you with it on the screen or you had to look for it?
It hit me with an update. There was a little thing under like the bar where everybody's name was, but then two Skypes opened up on my computer. But I wasn't really worried for some reason. I was like, I know this is gonna clear itself out. That's why when I wrote to you, you're like, now it's hitting me with some shit.
Yeah, but it's funny because I had the reaction of like, oh, everything will be fine too, and then it wasn't working no matter what the fuck I tried.
Mm-hmm.
I restarted the computer like 3 times, and I did the update that they wanted me to do, and it just would not hit me with the ability to do a video call. And then
Yeah.
when I tried to hit I was like, all right, you know what? Let me just give him let's just do audio. So I went to go call audio, and it wouldn't let me do it there. And then you hit me with the old school 1988 like Super Nintendo fix. You were like, all right, look at the bottom right, do like a
Take the
legit,
cartridge out.
yeah, take the cartridge out, blow on it, suck off the cartridge.
Yep.
No, you told me to like do the old school like hard sign out of Skype because I didn't even realize it, but the settings I have, I was just on the shit. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I was just on it all the time, effectively.
And it needed to like breathe. It needed that reset.
It needed to breathe. So basically, that's what happened. And then finally, literally 40 minutes later,
Yeah.
40 minutes later, finally, we're here.
I think we caught Skype like worldwide doing a mass update or something like that. Like other people were hit with that shit at that moment.
Oh, if you were hit with something and I was hit with something at the exact same time,
Yep.
then absolutely, it was
Something was happening.
it was like a mass update type situation.
You know what I always wonder? You think the guy who invented Skype or like the CEO of Skype, like when he uses Skype, it's got to be so weird for him, you know?
I don't think so. That's like if I see like well, it is kind of weird when you send me like a video like my boy shared this video of yours and he doesn't even know you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, whoa, okay.
Or like the president of ESPN, like using the ESPN app to like check like some score of a team he's a fan of.
Yeah, like I made this. Or the dude who watched the nuclear bomb explode and he was like, oh, I made the bomb.
Was there a nuclear bomb that exploded?
Well, before we were born,
Oh.
in
No one was watching that shit.
in the 1940s when Japan was nuked,
What do you think? The guy was at Hiroshima, like on YouTube, like watching.
the guy
or
heard
live
the guy
streaming it?
heard the news report. I'm saying at night, talking about how we
News
nuked
reports.
we nuked civilians, and he was like, oh, I made that. What have I done? Why did I do that? That was a terrible
somebody-
idea.
Someone made that bomb that was like dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
That's what I'm
right?
saying.
Damn.
So they must feel terrible. Well, maybe they were brainwashed enough to think like, oh, we had to do it, yada yada.
Did a good thing.
Yeah, but like when you kill hundreds of thousands of civilians, imagine
And how-
convincing yourself that that's like, oh yeah, we had to kill the civilians. Like what? You had to kill civilians. It's one thing to say, listen, we had to go after their military and try to kill everybody in their military. It was a war. It's a totally other thing to be like that grandma randomly sitting in Hiroshima. Like I know she was just sipping on her tea, looking after her grandkids, but I had to kill her. What? You had to kill her?
Gosh. Damn. And that like bomb, like that dude was sort of whoever invented it, if it was a team of people or whatnot, like they were like forward thinking that they created something that had effects like still to this day. Like if you still go there, there's like remnants of like whatever from that bomb.
Birth
I mean,
defects.
like
Yeah.
probably not as much, but like there's still like probably radioactive stuff in the air from some bomb that happened like 80 years ago.
Oh, they still have in Iraq. They were using uranium tips on some of the weapons, and there's still very high birth defect rate in that area. That we
It's
did that in
low-key.
Iraq.
It's like when on a very, very small scale, and I haven't really done this, but it's happened to me, where like someone will fart in the elevator and then get off the shit. And you
Yeah.
still have to ride with that for like 5 more floors.
It's super obnoxious.
Like that dude's in his room chilling, like probably made it to the bathroom or laying on his like hotel bed
And the
chilling.
inside of his ass is all up in your nose.
Like yeah, stuff that was in his ass is now trapped in an elevator with me for like 5 more hot floors. Fuck.
I get OD offended like I'm a British grandma from like
British
1702, like from the Victorian era or whatever.
What if someone farts in an
Yeah,
elevator?
like if I'm around if I don't know the person and they let it rip, and it's like, I don't want to smell the inside of your butt.
Do you think it's true that I think this happens to me, but I don't know if I pay more attention to it just because I sort of don't want it to happen, but I'll try to like, and I don't fart too much, but if I do like rip one, I try to do it with nobody around, but when I do it, someone will pop out of any corner. Like if I'm like, yo, Kyle's not around, I'm in my basement in Illinois, and I like rip one.
That's definitely
Yo,
happened.
can I come downstairs? I'm like, what?
I do feel like that happens. That is a thing, and I think that's a universal thing.
Mm-hmm.
Where people, if they're being nice, they'll try to search out a little area where nobody's around, and then all of a sudden there'll be like a school bus pulls up and 84 people walk by.
OD. And it'd always just be people that like you don't want to see. Like it'd be, if you're single, it'll be a hot girl, or it'll be like the girl that you're talking to at school. Like you don't ever see her in school, but if you want to see her, fart in a random ass hallway, and she'll appear. Be like, I'm gonna go to the science wing. Nobody has science class right now, and rip a big one. Be like, Kyle, Corin, did you do the homework last night? You're like, you've never been in this hallway the whole fucking year, but now the one time I fart,
And
you want to peek your head down this shit?
They always somehow go to the exact area where they're not supposed to go. They'll just randomly like walk behind you, stand there. Like, anyway, so like,
Why are we so? Speaking of that, I touched a wet paint sign today just because I had to. I had to see if the paint was wet or not.
Oh, was this at home?
No, it was at work. The walls were.
Yeah, why would you have a wet paint sign at home? What a dumb question that was for me. I mean, that was really stupid. Was it wet
It's
or
like
no?
putting a wet floor mop sign up like on my floor, and I'm the one who mopped the shit.
So was
Like
it
somebody-
wet or no?
No, it wasn't wet because the wet paint signs were on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
So then it was like it almost was like. Actually, come to think of it, since they were on the floor, it should have been more reason that the walls were wet. Because if they were on the wall was probably dry by then. Because you don't want to put a sign on a wall that's wet, because then you're going to get like an indentation.
Oh
or something.
yeah,
Like,
it would be a sign not on the wall, but it says wall is painted or whatever.
yeah, all the signs were on the ground, but it just looked dry. So I was like, But if
that
the
could be
wall's dry,
misleading if they got
that's what
like
I'm
a
saying.
matte finish on the paint instead of like a shinier finish.
yeah, it was like a matte finish. But
Yeah.
since the wall was dry, whoever painted this shit should have made it a priority to come back and pick up the signs.
Yeah, but then the downside is just people are a little careful and it's no big deal. You know what I mean? Like there's not too big of a downside. Like I could give dude a pass for not doing it ASAP, you know?
I guess so. Yeah.
And there's probably a window too, like the window of when it's going to dry. You could give
That's a
yourself
good
like
point.
a 2-hour time span where it's like anywhere from this time to this time I could go get the signs back. By the way, we got
That's
mad
right.
polls today, man.
Oh, really?
I tweeted mad polls before the show today.
I saw one of the appetizer ones I voted on, but you didn't put the right shit, man. It's not just chicken wings; it's boneless
Oh
chicken.
no, I had put that before you even said wings. So I was actually semi on the exact same wavelength as you.
Oh, okay.
Because before you even said boneless wings to me, I had put wings and hit send. And so when you said boneless wings to me, I was like, that's sort of what's up, that he said the same thing that I said, except you just added boneless to it.
I don't even know why it's a conversation for some people to have a bone-in wing versus a boneless wing.
Totally agree with you. It's just,
Like
the
it
bone
should
is so obnoxious.
be OD obnoxious, and it's like sometimes it's bloody and stuff like that. Like it's not even a debate. Like unless I'll give it to you. If you're from like Buffalo and you're 57 years old, 57-year-old and up,
You can have a bone in it.
you can have a bone-in argument all you want, and I won't even put up a fight. I'll tip my hat to you and say, good day, you win this argument. But if you're 57 years and younger, and you're not from Buffalo, because maybe even a little younger from Buffalo or something like that, where wings are just wings, that's your shit. It's not a debate.
Yeah,
Bone is just a hassle. You gotta get shit all over your face.
you have to use your hands as opposed to boneless wings. You could just use a fork.
You could use a fork, and you could just dunk that shit in some ranch dressing.
Yeah,
Like you could dunk it so you don't even see like the honey barbecue on the boneless shit anymore.
every now and then you hit me with a text about how you're going to Buffalo Wild Wings or something,
Yep.
and I'm always like, damn, because I remember I've only been to Buffalo Wild Wings maybe 4 or 5 times in my life, and I remember being overwhelmed at the choices of wings.
Oh, they go crazy.
They hit you with some cheese, like a Cheesecake Factory. You know how they got like a zillion cheesecakes?
Yep.
They got a zillion different wing flavors, dog.
Yep.
And I remember looking at it the first time I went, and I was just like, this is amazing. I'm
Yeah.
overwhelmed right now. I didn't know. I almost had a panic attack trying to figure out which ones to pick.
Yeah.
What's your go-to?
I mean, I always just get a honey barbecue and buffalo like 50-50. Like I think they do like 12 wings, so I'll get like 6 and 6. Or they might do 10s increments or something like that. But that's my go-to. Sometimes places have this thing called like bee sting, where I think it's more or less the same type of concept. It's like a honey barbecue buffalo mix. But I don't really venture too far away from that. You know, once they start getting into like habanero and lemon pepper and garlic and blah, 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 blah. Nah, not for me.
Yeah, but every now and then you probably want to throw a teriyaki out there, no? You got to be tempted by teriyaki every now and then.
I am tempted by teriyaki. You know which other one I'm tempted by sometimes?
What?
Like a Jack Daniel's glaze
Yes.
banger.
See, that's what I'm saying. I remember being overwhelmed
Yes.
because I was looking at it like, I can go in so many different directions right now.
Yeah. And if you use the word glaze in anything with me, you sort of might sell me on that shit. Glaze is a low-key perfect word. Like the glaze is like the most appetizing word out there.
Yeah, if they give you an option, it's like honey barbecue wings, or the next one is honey barbecue glaze. I'm
Right?
picking the glaze shit every time.
100%, right? It's like just a plus. It's an A and an A plus. You want the A plus. Like I don't like salmon.
Oh,
But
hell no, I
sometimes-
don't like salmon.
No, but I'm saying, but sometimes on a menu it'll say like glazed salmon.
Nah.
No,
Oh, no,
I don't get
that makes
it.
it sound even worse, fam.
Nah, I don't get it. But the word glazed in front of it, I'm like, all I picture is like that like salmony looking yellow pink thing. And it's just like a nice perfect glaze on top of it.
The funny thing is you swayed me in the other direction when you brought up salmon. There's nothing you could say with salmon that makes me go like, I just hear salmon and I'm like, even if you say some shit that's supposed to make it banging with it, now it's even worse because it's
Really?
salmon. No, I feel you on the glaze point though, but I have to like the thing with the glaze.
Yeah.
You can't
Well, I
hit
don't
me
like
with-
salmon, but like just the word glazed in front of it on a menu makes it a little bit more
Nah,
pleasing than
I
if
can't
it
with
wasn't
that.
in front of it.
Salmon is too gross, man.
Salmon is gross. I'll give you that.
Yeah, most fish to me are gross. I'm not a fish dude, but I have to say, the honey barbecue is a go-to. Like that's a staple. That's a go-to if you're going to a wing spot.
Mhm.
But anyway, of the choices, what do you like? What did you pick for best appetizer? We got mozzarella sticks, nachos, onion rings, or wings.
So definitely right away, I block off onion rings. I don't
Yeah, you're
like
not an onion ring
rings.
guy.
No. The only onion rings that can probably put up a fight in that argument, and this shit was hot for a minute. It was back when like it was like some 90s R&B. It was the Outback Blooming Onion.
Oh hell yeah!
I don't even eat that shit, but every time someone ordered that at Outback,
You don't even.
I would be
eat
like,
it?
fuck.
Nah, because that's a banger.
I know. I would even here's what I even tried it.
Oh really?
Because it just looks so crunchy
Yeah.
and like the like crisp would fall off.
And they
of
got
it.
some sauce with it too, and the sauce
Yeah,
is
that,
on
like,
point.
pinkish orangey sauce, right?
I mess with that sauce.
Yeah, Outback sort of fell off, but back like maybe
Yeah, like
Oh,
2004.
2004, that was like the place to be.
Yeah,
Like-
bloomin'
like-
onion is the go-to. You can't not order a bloomin' onion when you go in there. And even that weird looking bread is banging.
The bread. Oh,
And that's some,
that
like,
bread.
you would never catch me dead eating. I don't know what kind of bread it was. Pumpernickel, some weirdness.
It was some weird. It was like black.
It was the weirdest bread
Yeah.
you've ever seen in your life, but it was banging. You would take one bite and be like, "This, I shouldn't be enjoying this, but I'm enjoying this."
Yep. Even when it was like they gave you like a hard piece, the ends would taste bomb on that shit. The middle taste bomb, and then they would put the butter in that little like the butter.
I always
sack.
had to pace myself, man, because I could just get full off the bread.
Yeah, they'd be like, "You want more bread?"
I distinctly remember there were multiple times I went there where I asked for more bread.
Mm-hmm.
Like we ate the whole thing, and then we were like, "Let me get some more."
Yeah. Outback's bread. If there was like another BuzzFeed article about like which fast food chain restaurant or which like dining restaurant had the best bread, that would be up there. And you know what else had good bread? And I didn't eat there a lot. Olive Garden.
I don't know if I've ever eaten at Olive Garden.
I don't think I've ever eaten there too, but I feel like I've eaten there and gotten like the bread they've given on the table.
That's so funny. That's so funny.
They give like the long like little sticks.
Yeah. I think my mom would hang me if I went to Olive Garden though.
Yeah, for an Italian, I feel like that's just
for an Italian, that's like you're not allowed to do that. I think they kick you out of the Italian club if you go.
It's weird that there's no Jewish like Olive Garden.
There's no Jewish Olive Garden, but just a banging ass deli in New York, a random deli where you go and you get some
like what? Corned beef? Pastrami?
Pastrami.
Uh-huh.
You go get a pastrami sandwich. That's like and bagels too. That's like
no, but I want like a just a generic ass Jewish place.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like a chain.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah,
like,
I don't know.
Like Morty's or some shit like that, and it's just got whack ass
Saul's.
like pastrami.
Call it Saul's.
And every waitress is just OD annoying, and they're just like, "You're not gonna finish your food? You're not gonna finish that? You're not gonna finish that for like 10 minutes."
Oh my god! You reminded me of the that character in Family Guy, the OD Jewish character in Family Guy. Morty? Is it Morty? It might be Morty.
Someone comes in, they're like, "How long's the wait?" They're like, every time someone goes in there, they're like 45 minutes, just because the waitresses are standing at the table like, "So you're not gonna finish that?" You know? And you're walking around, you're like, I think everybody's done eating. They just don't like, and they have mad to-go boxes because all they do is just wrap up food for people.
And every table is like, there's people like 70 years or older. They live in Florida half the year and in New York half the year, and they're talking about their medical problems to each other.
The whole parking lot is filled with Oldsmobiles.
You pass one of the tables and all you hear is, "Oh my god, my fibromyalgia's acting up."
Oh, no, but low key.
Oh,
If I was a mob boss, I would have all my meetings. I would have all my meetings at Olive Garden.
yeah, because they never look there for a real
They
Italian.
would never look there. Like some OD Italian, like John Gotti, if he was going to Olive Garden, they would be like, he must just really like Olive Garden. He can't be holding like a mob boss meeting there.
Yeah, no, they would never even think any real Italians in Olive Garden.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why it's low key.
They'd be like, "That's not even John Gotti." Come on, John Gotti wouldn't be caught dead in the Olive Garden. Who are we kidding?
Maybe he'd still be alive and freaking the head of like Kingpin if he was just going to Olive Garden more often.
But I heard, again, I never been there, but I heard that it actually is low key banging.
For real? I heard the opposite.
Well, yeah, but I feel like that might be one of those things where people, like, they just feel like they have to say that it's bad. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things that catches on.
Yeah.
And so it's the cool thing to be like, "Oh, Olive Garden."
Yeah.
But you and I both know we're trend buckers. Like, we'll be like, nah, like, you're wrong and that's banging. The best example of that is the fruity drink shit. Because, you know, if something's delicious, I'm going to say it's delicious. Like,
yeah.
Did I tell you I actually had a Shirley Temple recently? I forget where I was. I was with you. We were in L.A.
At the Chili's.
No, it was Applebee's.
Oh, Applebee's.
We were late night, hungry, went to an Applebee's. I was like, you know what, man? I'm going to get a Shirley Temple.
Yep.
And I ordered
And what did I get?
Roy Rogers. No. Did you?
No, I got like some strawberry lemonade.
Oh,
with
that's
Sour
right.
Patch
Yes,
Kids
you
straw.
did. Yes, you did. I remember now. And then the waitress dropped my whole shit. Remember that? The poor girl got ran into by like another dude walking by her, just like
Like
ran
a
into her at 100
linebacker
miles an
too,
hour.
or something like that.
What's that?
He was like a linebacker size dude.
OD. He was going like 100 miles an hour, just
That
like
fast.
totally railroaded her. But
Did the
yeah.
Shirley Temple hit the spot for you?
OD hit this. I was taken back to being like 12 years old, and I was like, I don't know why did I not have this like every time I went out for my life? Because I could do that. If I had to pick one drink to have from now until I die, Shirley Temple.
Ooh,
Shirley Temple. I'm going 100 on Shirley Temple. That's how
Really?
confident I am in Shirley Temple.
really?
I don't even know what grenadine is, but it's damn good.
Yeah, no. I think if I learned what grenadine actually was, like if someone told me it was made from like pomegranates or something like that.
Nah, it's like syrup that they get from jacking off an emu or something. They take like emu nut
cherry.
and mix it with berries, and then they put it. Even if you told
No,
me
they,
that's
like,
what it was,
stroke
I'd be like, I don't care. I wouldn't
I don't
care.
know. I don't like that. I don't like that name, grenadine.
Yeah, it does sound like a stuck-up woman from like 1907
Yeah,
who runs like a boarding school and yells at people.
yeah. Sounds like she was like fucking extra in Matilda or some shit like that.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking of Matilda, like in the back of my mind. But anyway, we're trend buckers, so maybe in the case of Olive Garden, we would be like, you know what? Everybody's ODing a little bit.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Because people say the same thing about Hooters. Like the first thing they say is like, "Oh, you don't go there for the food," and obviously you don't because the waitresses and this and that. But like, their food is pretty banging. Like they've got like a buffalo chicken sandwich that's good.
I'm gonna blow your
They're-
mind right now, but I don't know if I've ever had Hooters.
For real?
I don't think I have.
I feel like we've gone. No, like it. Like
I've definitely never been there with you. I don't think I've ever been there.
you should check it. It's worth your while.
I don't think there's any in the area where I live.
You know what's sort of fucked up?
What?
Come to think of it, and this is pretty obvious, but I've never seen a male waiter at Hooters. I know, obviously.
It's low
but,
key,
like,
kind of like it is kind of low key fucked up a little bit.
it's really fucked up. Like
Yeah.
I might go apply for a job there so they could say no to me and then sue
For
them
discrimination.
for discrimination.
You should try that.
I'm surprised if anybody out there wants to do that.
Imagine they
for
said
a
yes.
job.
Imagine they were like, we're hiring you, and they made you wear like a bra and some booty shorts.
I made a video of me just like, I'm definitely not going to get a job. And the guy's like, you're hired. You'll start right now. And I'm like, no, I didn't want the job.
You're supposed to not hire me, and then I was going to sue you.
There's that place. And then I don't think they have them in New York, but there's a spot called Twin Peaks. Have you ever heard of that?
No, but it sounds like a play on some titties.
It is 100%. It's the same thing as like a Hooters, and the waitresses shove those shits in your face and like rev up the whole like sports are on type of thing. I'm like, okay, I don't care that sports are on. I'm just sort of hungry right now. It's like, but look, the Broncos are playing. I'm like, all right, do you guys have burgers or not?
All right, by the way, we still never answered the question. The question was, what's the best appetizer? You ruled out onion rings.
Yep.
Are you ruling out...
What was
The options are mozzarella sticks, nachos, onion rings, and wings.
It's sort of harder than I think because I was at my hungriest the other day and I went to like a sports bar type of place, and at my hungriest what I ordered was nachos.
Okay.
So I want to say nachos, but some boneless wings, I don't think you could beat that. Boneless wings, nachos, mozzarella sticks, and then onion rings.
Okay, I'm going way different from you. By the way, there's your audio and your video is not synced up, but it's all good. It's all good. If there's like a slight lag in between like when you say something and when I say something, don't worry. It's just because there's a little bit of a issue with the video, but it's all good. Anyway,
okay.
it's not like insanely annoying. It's whatever. So I'm going number 1 mozzarella sticks. I love me some mozzarella sticks.
That's bold.
I'm going number 1 mozzarella sticks, number 2 nachos, number 3 wings, number 4 onion rings. So I'm almost exactly in alignment with the people here. Mozzarella sticks won with 6,719 votes. Mozzarella sticks barely wins with 34%. And then number 2 is wings with 31%. That's where I deviate with everybody. I go mozzarella sticks, nachos. Nachos is in third place with 24%. And then onion rings is way behind with 12%. They did dead last. A lot of votes, too. 6,719 votes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you think it would have changed if you put boneless in there?
I do think that if I threw boneless in there with wings, I think there's a chance that wings could have edged out mozzarella sticks.
Yeah.
I think there's a chance it could have been like mozzarella sticks 34, wings 37 or something like that.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'd put boneless wings first, man, just because, like I said, when I go to Buffalo Wild Wings and they give me some ranch dressing on the side, just the combination of, so let's think about it. The perfect bite out of all of those. Like a barbecue glazed whatever boneless wing and just drounce in that shit in some ranch. That like contrast between the ranch and the honey barbecue is like, it's like some scientific shit. It should just like, it's just not even, shouldn't be allowed. Like it's a sort of illegal, like how good that recipe combo is.
No,
now you go to nachos and get a perfect bite with some cheese. You get some beef on there. You get some guacamole, some sour cream. Dip it in the tomato. That's a banging bite too. But that could be duplicated by like a burger with some bacon and lettuce and mayonnaise and ketchup.
See, I think if you get a mozzarella stick at just the right temperature and you dip it in some marinara sauce, it's a wrap. Because that's like, to me, that's like next level, just OD delicious. But I also think if you get, you know how like, and you and I have had this conversation too, because when we were in either LA or Tennessee, we had nachos a few times. And like the nachos, if you get one of those good clumps of nachos where you get like 3 or 4 of the tortilla chips kind of melted together.
Yeah, and you got see like you see that shit developing too.
You see it developing, and you see like somehow it's like there's always like this little clump where you get like 3 or 4 of the tortilla chips together with the cheese, but then you also get like somehow every ingredient that's in the nachos gets on that clump with it. So you'll have like a little bit of beef on there, a little bit of chicken on there, like a bean or two just chilling, and then you got to just dip it in some salsa and some sour cream and take a bite, and that's
and
just
a little
like
guac if they give you a little
and
guac
a little
shit,
guacamole. That's right, man.
It's like I can almost compare it. It doesn't happen too often. It's like playing Hold'em for 3 hours, and occasionally you get some pocket aces.
Yes, and the look of it. Yeah, the look of it. You're like,
Yeah, and that's what happens while you're eating nachos. If it's the right batch of nachos.
Yes.
There'll come a time. You got to play it out. You got to start with the whack shit up top. You got to eat the ones that are dry as fuck on the outside.
Yep, dry as fuck.
But if you keep working your shit, playing it out, you're going to get that batch that has like 3, 4 that are just ready to fucking go. And the cheese is just covered all over them. And the meat is like cooked into the cheese underneath it.
Now that one's scientific, man. Like sometimes I look at it, I'm like, I don't even know how it got like that. Like it doesn't even make sense, but it's beautiful.
Yeah, and you can't force it. Like you can't try and start pushing some chips together and stuff like that. Like you got.
Okay, you just cut off, Corin. I'm gonna hang up and make this a 2-parter because now your shit is like 3 minutes apart. You heard me, dog? Probably not. Anyway, all right, guys, we'll be right back. We'll be right back.
Oh, now we're back.
No, but we'll say something. Just say something real quick.
Hello.
Okay, we're still like a solid 3 seconds off. We'll just do this a 2-parter, okay? We're going to hang up and I'll call you back. Peace, guys.
Okay.